Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network Novel. Urban drama. Girlfriend starts with Song Qian introduction. Crossing the parallel world of Xiaohuanxi, Ming unexpectedly obtained the system and embarked on the path starting from the introduction of Song Qian. Song Qian. Come on, Su, drink more turtle soup. One night later, Ming looked at Song Qian walking against the wall and said, "Do you dare to give me turtle soup in the future? There will be films and TV shows such as Ode to Joy, A Smiling Smile is Beautiful, and 13 Standing, in the future. All the beauties inside are stir-fried." Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 01. Song Qian's Big Supplement on Food. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yesterday was still hot weather. It turned cold in the blink of an eye today. Ming looked at the succulent plants on the windowsill. I can't figure it out. I just crossed over like this. And he also traveled through time to become the man of Song Qian in Little Joy. Song Qian is already 40 years old this year. And I am only 25 years old this year. Although Ming is not afraid of sibling love. But Ming's taboo is that as soon as he crossed over, his life was tightly bound to Song Qian. He cannot break up with Song Qian. Otherwise, the age will immediately turn 60. This is not a sad reminder. Sadly urging. He was also bound by the system. The first task issued to him by the system. To become a world-famous singer. If the task cannot be completed, he will be cursed. As for what the curse is, I can't say for now. Only when the task is completed can it be said. Although becoming a world-renowned singer, this is not an unfinished task. The key is that Ming doesn't know how to sing. Of course, to put it more broadly. Actually, Ming can sing. It's just that others ask for money to sing. He's just singing to death. Just when Ming felt gloomy about his life, a system beep sounded in his ear. Didi, it has been detected that the host's depression value has reached its peak. The reward song, 10 years, is one song, and the reward is exchanged twice. The system's prompt sound is activated. For Ming. Undoubtedly, it is delivering charcoal in the snow. Ming is worried about how he can become a world-famous singer. I didn't expect the reward to come. Since the system has now rewarded itself with the song, 10 years. This also means that from now on, the copyright of the song, 10 years, belongs to oneself. Since in that world, Sun Gu can make the song, 10 years, popular. I'm sure I can also make it popular now. And now I just need a good voice. And coincidentally, the system rewarded myself with 2 exchanges. Ming decided to exchange it for a good voice. System, are you still there? Ming called out to the system. Host, I'm here. Do you have anything to say to me? The system asked Ming. The matter is with the system. Didn't you just reward me twice for exchanging, so I want to use one of the exchanges to improve my voice. Is this okay? Ming was a little nervous, afraid that the system would say no. Of course it's possible. However, the system quickly relieved Ming's nervousness. Okay, then exchange it for my good throat. Okay, host. Drip. Redemption initiated. Drip. Enter redemption mode. Drip. Good voice successfully redeemed. I only heard a series of sound prompts from the system. Ming's mind instantly gained a lot of knowledge about music. Now he only wants to show off his skills on the music stage. I finally woke up. A woman's voice rang in Ming's ear. Ming looked up at the woman. Women are not others. It is Ming's current wife, Song Qian. At this moment, Song Qian was wearing a dress. Although the dress tightly wrapped her body. But those slender legs are still a unique scenery. Su Ming looked a bit drunk. Well, Mrs. Song Qian, I'm awake. Is dinner ready? Su Ming asked Song Qian beside him. Although Song Qian is already 40 years old. But the figure is not out of shape. The skin is so good that it can be easily punctured. To be honest. Su Ming quite likes his wife Song Qian, who is already 40 years old. I think that in the future, I will be with my older wife Song Qian, who is in her teens. Su Ming is still a little excited. It will definitely be very romantic. Very exciting, isn't it? It's already done, let's go have dinner, Song Qian gently replied to Su Ming. It's been too long. It's really been too long. Since her divorce from Qiao Weidong. It's been too long since I felt warmth in a man. Now the appearance of Su Ming. Let her shine with a second spring of love. Although the little man in front of me has no job. There are no other outstanding features. But as long as Su Ming can love her. She already felt very satisfied. Okay, Song Qian's wife, I got it. Su Ming got up from the bed. He followed Song Qian out of the room. The two of them arrived at the table. Song Qian gave Su Mingsheng a bowl of turtle soup. She handed the turtle soup to Su Ming and said, Su, drink turtle soup. This turtle soup is a great tonic. You should drink more. Su Ming took the turtle soup from Song Qian's hand and took a sip, saying, Song Qian's wife, if you give me some turtle soup, won't you be afraid to walk against the wall at night? Not afraid, as long as Su has that ability, Song Qian said forcefully, but her face had already turned red with embarrassment. The two of them were having dinner in this ambiguous atmosphere. After finishing dinner, Su Ming rested for a while. Then I went to the bathroom to take a shower. When he took a shower for 15 minutes. Su Ming shouted to Song Qian outside the bathroom door, Song Qian's wife, are you there? Are you there? Su, I'm here. May I ask if you have anything to say to me? Song Qian walked up to the bathroom and said to Su Ming. Su Ming said, the situation is like this, Mrs. Song Qian. I forgot to bring my changed shorts because I was in a hurry to take a shower in the bathroom just now. Can you help me get them? Su Ming was intentional. He deliberately forgot to bring his changed shorts. He wanted to see if he would feel shy when he asked Song Qian to bring him shorts. Thinking of the shy look on Song Qian, who was already 40 years old, when she brought her shorts. Su Ming was still a little excited in his heart. Ah! Song Qian exclaimed. Su Ming thought it was Song Qian who didn't want it, and he said, why, Song Qian's wife, if you don't want it, then forget it. Song Qian explained, Su, I didn't mean to refuse. I just didn't expect you to ask me to go get my shorts. So it's like this, then you go get it for me. My shorts are in the password box, Su Ming told Song Qian where he put his shorts. Okay, Su, I understand. I'll get it for you right away. Song Qian finished speaking and went to Su Ming's room. Come to Su Ming's room. Song Qian opened Su Ming's password box. She just opened Su Ming's password box. What happened next immediately shocked Song Qian. P.S. Data is really important for new books. Collections, flowers, and monthly tickets, please vote for them for me. Thank you. Chapter 02. Song Qian helps the wall walk. You are listening at novelfull.audio. She discovered. There are really many shorts in Su Ming's password box. But although there are many shorts, they are all broken holes. This Su. I'm not willing to change my shorts even if they're worn out. I have time tomorrow. We need to buy him more. Besides complaining, Song Qian also brought Su Ming a pair of shorts. Then he walked out of Su Ming's room. Quickly, she arrived at the door of the bathroom and said to Su Ming inside, Su, I have brought you the shorts. Please extend your hand out. Okay, Mrs. Song Qian. Su Ming opened the bathroom door directly. Seeing Su Ming naked, Song Qian immediately covered her eyes with her hand. Su Ming saw it. He took Song Qian's hand away and said, Song Qian's wife, haven't you shown me everything you should have seen on me? Song Qian also knew that there was some hypocrisy. She opened her eyes. Then he handed the shorts on his hand to Su Ming. Song Qian's wife. Su Ming gave Song Qian a hint in his eyes. Song Qian didn't understand what Su Ming meant, so she confused and said, What's wrong? Just as Song Qian finished speaking, she was dragged into the bathroom by Su Ming. Half an hour later, Song Qian opened the bathroom door. But by this time, Song Qian had already supported the wall and walked away. Looking at Song Qian, who looked like a deflated ball, Su Ming smiled mischievously and said, Song Qian's wife, do you dare to serve me armored fish soup in the future? Why don't you dare? One day the person who helped the wall walk will be you. Song Qian refused to admit defeat. After she finished speaking, she picked up her foot and let out a painful cry. And watching Song Qian's wife moaning in pain. But Su Ming found her particularly interesting. Mom. At this moment, Qiao Yingzi's voice sounded outside the room. Song Qian heard it and said to Su Ming standing at the bathroom door, Su, go open the door for Yingzi. I can't walk anymore. Okay, Song Qian's wife. Su Ming responded and walked towards the door of the room. Go to the door of the room. Su Ming opened the door to the room. Qiao Yingzi saw Su Ming and excitedly hugged him tightly. Daddy, I haven't seen you for a day, I'm almost missing you. Yingzi, it's been a day since we last saw each other. Daddy misses you too, Su Ming hugged Qiao Yingzi tightly. Although Qiao Yingzi still has 1 year left before reaching adulthood. But it has already developed very maturely in all aspects. And as Qiao Yingzi's stepfather, he also feels proud to have a daughter like Qiao Yingzi. The two hugged like this for a while. That's when I let go. Alright, Yingzi, come in. Su Ming asked Qiao Yingzi to come in. Qiao Yingzi squinted her eyes and smiled at Su Ming. I just walked into the room. As soon as she walked into the room, she saw her mother holding her leg with her hand, and couldn't help but feel sorry and say, Mom, what's wrong with you? When asked by Qiao Yingzi, Song Qian's face turned red with just one brush. How could you be too embarrassed to say that? Although Song Qian is already 40 years old. Seeing Song Qian like this, Su Ming lifted the awkward situation and said, Yingzi, this is the situation. Your mother accidentally fell just now because she was in a hurry to take a shower in the bathroom. So it's like this, Mom, why are you so careless? Are you okay? Xiao Yingzi came to Song Qian's side and she asked him. Song Qian shook her head and said, It's okay, just take a break and you'll be fine. It's okay if there's nothing, Xiao Yingzi finally felt relieved. By the way, Mom, do we still have food at home? I'm almost starving, Xiao Yingzi added at the end, her stomach already growling with hunger. Why, you didn't eat at Tao Zi's house? Song Qian widened her eyes in surprise, I ate it, but Tao Zi doesn't know how to cook at all. She cooked the rice and I only ate a little. Before going to Tao Zi's house, she actually boasted to me that she was a kitchen god and only knew how to stir-fry tomatoes and eggs. Xiao Yingzi said, laughing uncontrollably. Poor child, alright, Yingzi, I'll go and get you a bowl of noodles, Song Qian said with a look of heartache. Although Song Qian usually. Xiao Yingzi was very strict in his discipline. But now I see my daughter starving. She couldn't help feeling a little uncomfortable in her heart. It's really pitiful for parents all over the world. Every parent hopes their children are good. Mom, you're all like this, how can you make noodles for me? Qiao Yingzi said somewhat dejected. Although Su Ming couldn't cook, he still said, why don't I do it? Although Su Ming is only Qiao Yingzi's stepfather. But he also wants to give Qiao Yingzi strong fatherly love. Daddy, can you cook noodles? Qiao Yingzi exclaimed in surprise. Enter their home from Su Ming. She remembers clearly that Su Ming doesn't know how to cook noodles. But now Su Ming volunteered to cook noodles for himself. Qiao Yingzi was deeply moved in her heart. But I was also very surprised. I can give it a try, Su Ming decided to give it a try. Daddy, you are so kind to me. Yingzi loves you, Qiao Yingzi excitedly kissed Su Ming's face. Daddy, it's right to love you. Who said you're my daughter? Su Ming pinched Qiao Yingzi's cute little face. After pinching, Su Ming walked into the kitchen. Host, you haven't redeemed the reward with me again. Aren't you deciding what to redeem with me? A system beep sounded in Su Ming's ear. System, what do you think I should exchange for? Su Ming sought the system's opinion. Since you don't know how to cook now, my suggestion for you is to exchange it for divine-level cooking skills, the system said, expressing his thoughts. Good idea, exchange it for me now. Okay, host. Drip. Redemption initiated. Drip. Enter redemption mode. Drip. Successfully redeemed divine-level culinary skills. I only heard a series of sound prompts from the system. Su Ming's mind instantly gained a lot of knowledge about culinary skills. Now he only wants to show off his skills on the big stage in the kitchen. Alright, host. Now that I have successfully redeemed your divine-level cooking skills, should I rest for now? Go ahead. Only a white light emitted. The system instantly disappeared from Su Su's view. Once the system disappears, Su Ming didn't do anything else either. I made noodles directly for Qiao Yingzi. When Su Ming was just halfway there, Song Qian came to the kitchen, smelling the fragrance. I saw Su Ming making noodles with a unique style. Song Qian couldn't help but praise Su Ming and said, Su, would you do the same for me when you work so hard to make noodles for your daughter? Of course I do, Su Cei said. Why? Song Qian widened her charming eyes. Because you and Yingzi are both treasures in my heart, Su reached out to Song Qian's back. Pinch it. Then he shrank back. This made Song Qian, who was completely unprepared, feel a wave of shyness on her face. Seeing Song Qian blush, Su is even bolder. He leaned his head against Song Qian's ear. Song Qian's wife, late at night, I will continue to let you walk against the wall, she whispered to her, I'm looking forward to it. Song Qian clasped her legs together. Chapter 03. Qiao Yingzi. Daddy is really kind, seeking collection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Half an hour later. A bowl of fragrant fish-flavored shredded meat noodles is ready. Su Ming came to Song Qian with fish-flavored shredded meat noodles and smiled, saying, this is specially made for your daughter. You can't eat it anymore. I don't know how to eat yet, after all, I know your cooking skills. Even a cat shakes its head when it smells, Song Qian joked to Su Ming. Su Ming said nonchalantly, that was before, but now it's different. After Su Ming finished speaking, he walked out of the kitchen carrying fish-flavored shredded pork noodles. As Song Qian watched Su Ming walk out of the kitchen, she kept thinking to herself. Will it really be different? The two of them walked out of the kitchen. Qiao Yingzi came to Su Ming's side. Looking at the fragrant fish-flavored shredded meat noodles in Su Ming's hand, Qiao Yingzi dared not speak up and said, Daddy, did you really make this noodles? Yingzi, it was made by Daddy. How does it taste? Su Ming placed the fish-flavored shredded pork noodles on the dining table. Qiao Yingzi sat down on the table, took a bite of noodles, and said, "Is this still the dad I know who doesn't know how to make noodles? Dad, your fish-flavored shredded pork noodles are really delicious." After Qiao Yingzi finished speaking, she licked both ends of her mouth with her tongue. "Yingzi, if it's hard to eat, don't show off and spit it out quickly," Song Qian said incredulously. She thought Qiao Yingzi said that Su's fish-flavored shredded meat noodles were delicious and must have been packaged. "Mom, I'm not pretending. Daddy's fish-flavored shredded meat noodles are really delicious. If you don't believe me, try them." Qiao Yingzi held the noodles in front of Song Qian. Song Qian tilted her head aside and said, "I don't want to eat. I know better than anyone about your craft, Daddy. Mom, you can try it. Daddy's cooking skills have really improved a lot." Qiao Yingzi insisted on letting her mother taste it. Song Qian turned her head and said, "Then I'll have a taste." "Okay, just take a bite." Qiao Yingzi couldn't help but smile happily as she saw her mother agree to her. "Here, Mom." Qiao Yingzi handed the noodles in her hand to Song Qian. Song Qian took the face and said a word. Her eyes suddenly widened. How could it be? How could this be? A few days ago, Su didn't know how to make noodles. Why can she make the noodles so delicious now? Isn't it too delicious? Song Qian felt like she was dreaming. When she forcefully pinched herself with her hand and felt a slight pain. She only then believed that what she saw before her was true. "Mom, how's it going?" "Daddy, isn't the noodles delicious?" Qiao Yingzi widened her eyes and looked at Song Qian, looking forward to her answer. Song Qian put down the noodles in her hand and said incredulously, "They're so delicious, even better than what's sold outside." Hee, Mom, I'm not lying to you, right? I always say Daddy's noodles are delicious." Qiao Yingzi lowered her head and continued to eat the noodles. But as Su Ming watched Qiao Yingzi eat noodles, a hint of love surged in his heart. Although Su Ming is only Qiao Yingzi's stepfather. But since he formed a family with Song Qian, he had already regarded Qiao Yingzi as his own daughter. Perhaps he is only 25 years old now. Perhaps compared to Qiao Weidong, he is not as mature as Qiao Weidong. Perhaps he doesn't have a job now. But as long as she is with Song Qian and Qiao Yingzi and daughter. So he will give Song Qian and Qiao Yingzi and their daughter full love. Giving Song Qian is a man's heavy love. Giving Qiao Yingzi is a strong fatherly love. For this family. He feels that he really needs to give these things. "Mom, Dad, it's our Spring Breeze Middle School oath-taking ceremony in a few days. You all have to go," Qiao Yingzi said to Su Ming and Song Qian after finishing her bowl of noodles. Su Ming was the first to answer Qiao Yingzi, "Don't worry, Yingzi. I will definitely go, Daddy." "Yingzi, Mom, I will definitely go too." Then came Song Qian. "Thank you, Mom, thank you Daddy. You've been so kind to me." Qiao Yingzi's heart is really super warm. "I felt the strong fatherly love of Su Cei. I also felt Song Qian's selfless maternal love." 10 o'clock. Song Qian's room. Song Qian was lying in bed wearing pajamas, reading a magazine. Su Ming, who had taken a shower from the bathroom, came to Song Qian's room. Song Qian's wife. Su Ming jumped onto the bed. He called out to Song Qian's wife. Song Qian put down the magazine in her hand and looked at Su Ming seductively. Su, what's wrong?" Song Qian's wife, "Look at me. I don't have a job yet. What do you think I should do? From becoming a man of Song Qian. So far, Su Ming has not been working. Su Ming feels that he really needs to find a job to support himself. Su, why don't you start live streaming online? Live streaming is quite profitable now." Song Qian suggested to Su Ming and asked him to go live streaming online. In fact, live streaming is a profession online. Su Ming has also considered it. He just doesn't have a fan base right now. It is still very difficult to make money online through live streaming. Song Qian's wife, I actually think your suggestion is very good. It's just that I have zero foundation now and may not make much money in the early stages. Su Ming told Song Qian about his worries. It's okay, Su. I know you won't make much money in the early stages, so I can support you. Song Qian hugged Su Ming in her arms. Actually, even if Su Ming doesn't do anything, Song Qian can also support Su Ming. She just knows. With Su Ming's competitive personality, he definitely doesn't allow others to say he eats soft food. So she will unconditionally support Su Ming's career. Thank you, Mrs. Song Qian, for understanding me so well. Su Ming leaned against Song Qian's shoulder. The two of them started living in a two-person world. Time flew by the next day. Su Ming bought the live streaming equipment from outside. Then I downloaded a TikTok live broadcast. Now in all live broadcasts, TikTok is the most popular live broadcast. So Su Ming decided to broadcast live on TikTok. After TikTok is downloaded successfully, Su Ming entered his own live broadcast room. At this time, there are only 5 people in the live broadcast room. A netizen named Jibu asked Su Ming what talent he had. Su Ming replied that she can sing. Do you know whether to ask Su Ming to sing and listen? If you sing well, we'll help him promote the TikTok number. Su Ming agreed. He cleared his throat. Then he began to passionately sing his original song, 10 Years. Just waiting for him to sing halfway. At this point, there were already over 100 people in his live broadcast room. Although this number of people may seem insignificant compared to other live streaming rooms. But Lin Xiaoyu is already very satisfied with this result. He began to sing his song, 10 Years, more seriously. The number of people in the live broadcast room suddenly increased to 1,000. However, along with it came a wave of questioning. Qiao, is this really his original song? It sounds too good, right? It can't be plagiarism, can it? Yeah, it can't be plagiarism, it doesn't seem like he's someone who can write songs. My grass, 9 out of 10 it's plagiarism, another plagiarism dog. Copycat dogs get out of TikTok studio, you don't deserve to broadcast on TikTok. Mad, nowadays everyone wants to become famous, defeat plagiarism dogs. Chapter 04. Song Qian. Come to my room, asking for flowers, asking for. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Su Ming remained silent. He has his own reason for not speaking. Now netizens are cursing him. The more fiercely you curse, there will definitely be more people watching his live broadcast. Wait for netizens to curse enough. Su Ming explained again that the song, 10 Years, was his original creation. And not plagiarism. As expected. Netizens saw that Su Ming was silent. They cursed even harder. Grassy grass, are you a man, anchor? If you really plagiarized the song, 10 Years, and admit it, perhaps we will forgive you and support you in the future, but you don't say a word now, what do you mean? That's right, the anchor is really not a man, and even if he plagiarizes, he doesn't have the courage to admit it. My grass, labor and capital hate people who plagiarize and have no courage to admit it in their lifetime. Anchor, you should stop broadcasting and hurry to download it. Anchor, live streaming is really not suitable for you. Hurry up and find a factory to fix the screws. Dropped, the host is too spicy. There are even more netizens cursing Su Ming next. 9 out of 10 comments in the barrage were insults to Su Ming. Blaming Su Ming for not being a man. Copying someone else's song. I didn't have the courage to admit it in the end. At this point, Su Ming feels like he needs to do something. He said to the microphone above his head, I don't know the mentality of those who criticize me for saying my song is plagiarized. Just because I didn't say anything earlier, do you think my song is plagiarized? It's okay if Su Ming doesn't explain. As soon as he explained, the live broadcast became even more chaotic. My grass, the anchor has such thick skin that he still refuses to admit to plagiarizing someone else's song. I'm speechless to the anchor. Since you confidently claim that your song was not plagiarized, you can provide evidence. Only by providing evidence can we believe you. That's right, without evidence, who knows if your song was plagiarized? Plagiarists will not admit to being plagiarized until they are actually hammered. Su Ming also knew that talking too much now would be of no use. He directly posted evidence that the song, 10 Years, was his original creation on the public screen. The netizen who was just questioning Su Ming suddenly fell silent. Following that was the overwhelming apology. Anchor, I apologize to you. Anchor, I apologize to you. Anchor, I apologize to you. Wachow, Anchor, awesome. The song, 10 Years, is actually his original song. Anchor, I'm sorry, I just embarrassed you. Anchor, great. You have given yourself a proper name. Anchor, keep singing your song, 10 Years. My grass, I really like the anchor. The anchor, hurry up and sing your song, 10 Years. My mother asked me why I kept staring at my phone, and I said I wanted to listen to 10 Years, because there are too many online articles asking Su Ming to continue singing the song 10 Years. So, in order to meet the demands of netizens, Su Ming started singing 10 Years and the following content. 10 years ago I don't know you, you don't belong to me, when Su Ming reaches the climax of his singing. Netizens were immediately excited. Damn it, the anchor is also singing so well, without any flaws, completely without any flaws. Mad, the anchor must have been designated by the fairy to save me. After listening to the song sung by the anchor, the labor management ears are pregnant, not only the ears are pregnant, but also the cells are pregnant together. Anchor, the song is so strong and sounds so good. The anchor is 6, it's decided, I want to be a fan of the anchor for a lifetime. The singing has not stopped yet. Su Ming started singing the following content. Just wait until Su Ming finishes singing all the content of the song, 10 Years. The live broadcast room has become quiet again. Becoming as quiet as stagnant water. Su Ming is really too strong. You sang the song, 10 Years, so well. Immediately after, there was a surging restlessness like a tide. I am careless, the anchor can do it. The whole song is sung without any mistakes. Not only is there no mistake, but also the emotions are too full when singing to the climax. Anchor, may I ask you a question? Have you learned music before? Anchor, I also want to know if you have studied music before this. Because everyone wants to know if they have studied music before. So Su Ming would answer them, I haven't studied music before, but although I haven't studied music, I have listened to many songs, whether they are popular or not, and I have been involved. The fans in the live broadcast room were once again shocked. I am so careless, the anchor is really a genius. I have never learned music before, and I can sing so well. Moreover, it is my own original work. It is so strong, so strong. Shocked, Tet. Shocked. I thought the anchor was singing so well, it must have come from a music academy. Unexpectedly, I haven't studied music, and my worldview is about to be overturned. Is there anything I can do? Shocked +1. Shocked +2. Shocked +3. Shocked to +10086. Just as Su Ming was shocked in his live broadcast room. On the other hand, the owner of an entertainment company also noticed Su Ming's live broadcast room. Xiaohuanxi, help me investigate the background of this anchor named Su Ming. I think his singing is quite interesting, the entertainment company owner said to her agent. Why, Miss Me, do you want to sign him? The agent asked the owner of the entertainment company seriously. You don't need to worry about this for now, just investigate his background thoroughly, the entertainment company owner said to her equally seriously. Okay, miss, I got it. The agent left the entertainment company owner's room. On the other hand, Su Ming also ended his first live broadcast. Living room. Song Qian, who had finished tutoring the students, was resting. Su Ming came to the living room to give Song Qian a massage. Song Qian's wife, it must have been very hard to tutoring the students today, right? Su Ming stopped massaging Song Qian. He asked Song Qian Dao with concern. Song Qian turned around. Looking at Su Ming, he said, "It's not hard." Thinking that everything is for Su, I don't think it's hard. Su Ming pressed Song Qian's mouth with his hand and said, "Wrong, Song Qian's wife. This is not just for me, but also for Yingzi to have a good future." Right, Su, you're right. It's not just for you, but also for Yingzi to have a good future. Song Qian smiled softly at Su Ming. Alright, Su Ming, come with me to the room. I have something to tell you. Song Qian stood up from the sofa seat. She walked to her room. Su Ming chased after him and said, "Mrs. Song Qian, what's up? Can't we talk about it in the living room?" Chapter 05. Let Song Qian help the wall walk again, seeking collection, seeking. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If you go, you'll know. Song Qian kept playing tricks. Okay then. Since Song Qian is unwilling to say, Su Ming had no choice but to give up. The two of them arrived at the room. Song Qian closed the door of the room. Su, please sit there first and I'll go and turn on the speaker. Song Qian pointed her fingers towards the bed. Song Qian asked Su Ming to sit down first. Okay, Song Qian's wife. Su Ming responded. He walked towards the bedside. Then he sat on the bed. See that Su Ming has already sat down. Song Qian walked over to the counter where the sound system was playing. She turned on the switch of the speaker. Su, how about I dance for you? Song Qian took off her shirt and said to Su Ming. Su Ming looked at her with bright eyes and said, "Jump, Mrs. Song Qian, I'm looking forward to it." At this point, the music played from the speaker. Song Qian began dancing to the rhythm of the music. She first rotated her left foot. Then he rotated his right foot again. When her hand rises, Su Ming suddenly lost his mind. He didn't expect his wife Song Qian to dance so beautifully. So sexy. Especially during the dance process. When her waist sways like a water snake. Su Ming's eyes widened as he looked. I jumped like this for a while. Song Qian asked Su Ming, Su, does my dance still satisfy you? Satisfied. Su Ming nodded and said satisfied. He is indeed quite satisfied with Song Qian's dance just now. Whether it's hands or feet. Or the swing of the waist. He is very satisfied with everything. Su, as long as you're satisfied. Song Qian began to continue dancing. When jumping to the climax section, Su Ming couldn't restrain himself anymore. He just hugged Princess Song Qian up. Then it was thrown onto the bed. Song Qian's wife, I'm here. Su Ming walked towards the bed. I only heard the sound of music in the room. The communication ended like this. Time quickly arrived the next morning. Early the next morning. Su Ming got up early and cooked breakfast for Song Qian and Qiao Yingzi and their daughter. Su Ming is making breakfast. At this moment, Song Qian came to the kitchen. I saw Su Ming cooking breakfast. She walked over to Su Ming and said, Su, making breakfast must be very tiring. You've already sweated on your forehead. Song Qian finished speaking and wiped the sweat on Su Ming's forehead with a napkin. However, Su Ming did not feel how hard he had worked. He shook his head and said, "No, Mrs. Song Qian, I don't work hard. As long as I make breakfast for you and Yingzi, I don't feel tired." Su, thank you for valuing me and Yingzi so much. Song Qian was moved by Su Ming. If Qiao Weidong could be half as good as Su Ming, she won't divorce Qiao Weidong either. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as if in this world. So Song Qian will only cherish the present. Cherish the wonderful time spent with Su Ming. Sure, alright, Song Qian's wife. You go out first and wash up. After washing up, we should be able to have breakfast. Su Ming waved his hand. Song Qian smiled knowingly. She walked out into the kitchen. Half an hour later. On the dining table. Watching Su Ming make a table full of breakfast for them. Xiaohuanxi couldn't contain her excitement and said, "Daddy, it's really nice of you to make so many breakfasts for me and my mom, all of which are nutritious breakfasts." Su Ming glanced at Xiaohuanxi's well-developed body and said, "Yingzi, you need to eat more, otherwise you won't be able to keep up with the nutrition. You are about to enter the 3rd year of high school, and it's time for you to grow, so you should eat more nutritious foods like this." "Okay, Daddy." Xiaohuanxi sat in her seat. She took a pumpkin pie and ate it in large gulps. "Qian, don't just watch over there. You can sit down and eat too." Seeing Song Qian standing motionless at the dining table, Su Ming reminded Song Qian. "Okay, I understand." Song Qian responded. She sat down in her seat. Su Ming handed her a cup of soybean milk. "Come, Qian, drink soybean milk." Song Qian takes the soybean milk that Su Ming handed to her and starts to sip it. Su Ming, watching Song Qian drink soybean milk. But I think Song Qian was drinking soybean milk. Special beauty. Especially when she drank soybean milk. Open naturally and grind on top. My mom. It's really too sexy. Su Ming looked a bit drunk. "Daddy, I've been studying hard lately. Can you give me a gift?" Xiaohuanxi finished eating the pumpkin pie in her hand and said to Su Ming. Before Su Ming traveled through time. When watching the TV series, Little Joy. He knows it. Xiaohuanxi excels in academic performance. I also have a good understanding of astronomy. There is a scene inside where his father, Qiao Weidong, bought her an astronomical telescope. But since he has crossed over now. And he also crossed over and became Xiaohuanxi's stepfather. How could he still make Qiao Weidong buy an astronomical telescope? He wants to buy it for Xiaohuanxi himself. To increase the relationship between his stepfather and Xiaohuanxi. He wants Xiaohuanxi to feel his strong fatherly love. "Yingzi, what gift do you want Daddy to give you? How about giving you an astronomical telescope?" Su Ming said seriously to Xiaohuanxi. Although Xiaohuanxi is not her own daughter. But he felt that he also needed to take Xiaohuanxi seriously. "Okay, Daddy, you can give me an astronomical telescope. I want an astronomical telescope, I really want it." Xiaohuanxi spoke with a hopeful expression on her face. She hopes that Su Ming can buy him an astronomical telescope. Although she knew she had no blood relationship with Su Ming. But from the moment Su Ming was with her mother. She had already regarded Su Ming as her biological father. "Okay, Yingzi, I'll go buy breakfast for you later." Su Ming readily agreed. Su, don't buy it for her. She is about to enter her 3rd year of high school and should prioritize her studies. Song Qian asked Su Ming not to buy an astronomical telescope for Xiaohuanxi. "Mom, although I'm already in my 3rd year of high school, I also have my own hobbies and things I like. You can't deprive me of these rights anymore." Hearing her mother tell Su Ming not to buy astronomical telescopes, Qiao Yingzi's mood instantly became low, and she resisted her mother Song Qian. In the TV series, Little Joy, the portrayal of Song Qian inside is a serious mother. Of course, Song Qian wouldn't just indulge her daughter like this. She insisted, Yingzi, your mother has deprived you of any rights. You are about to enter high school and should prioritize your studies. Now that your academic performance is so good, you should aim for Tsinghua and Peking University. If you can't get into these two schools, it means you have failed. Mom, I know you have high expectations of me for my own good, but I must only be able to take the Tsinghua and Peking University entrance exams. Aren't you putting pressure on me? Xiao Yingzi suddenly began to get excited. Chapter 06. Stubborn Song Qian, Seeking Collection, Seeking Flowers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. How did I put pressure on you? Mom said you had good grades and asked you to take the Tsinghua and Peking University exams, but it was also a mistake. Song Qian didn't feel like she had done anything wrong. Mom, Qiao Yingzi was about to continue when Song Qian interrupted her. Alright, Yingzi, stop talking. I said I can't buy you an astronomical telescope, but I can't buy one for you. Your stepfather usually gets used to you too much. Mom, I'm ignoring you. Xiao Yingzi put down her chopsticks and returned to the room. Su Ming is a newcomer. He certainly knows how important high school seniors are to a student. But he also knows physical and mental health is equally important for a senior high school student. He persuaded Song Qian and said, Qian, does this seem a bit unfair to Yingzi? Because she has good grades, she can't have her own hobbies anymore. Su, I know what you're trying to express, but I hope you can also understand me. As a mother, of course, I hope my daughter can get into the best school. Is that wrong? Su, do you think I'm wrong with this? Song Qian repeated to Su Ming. As a mother, I hope my daughter can be admitted to the best school. This is certainly not wrong. But just so that my daughter can get into the best school. So I stripped my daughter of her interests and hobbies. This is selfish behavior. Is it still rare for high school seniors to jump off buildings and commit suicide now? This is caused by neglecting physical and mental health. Su Ming continued to persuade Song Qian, Qian, of course I understand you, and at the same time, I feel the greatness of being a mother. But I hope you can give Yingzi some space for her own freedom, so that she can not only become a top student but also develop her body and mind healthily. Although I am only Yingzi's stepfather now, I have already regarded Yingzi as my own daughter, so I hope she can live happily every day. Even if she doesn't get admitted to Tsinghua University and Peking University in the end, we can give her the most sincere blessings. Su, could you give me some time first? I feel like I need some time to slowly digest this matter. Song Qian felt like she needed some time to digest it. Qian, I can give you time, but can you also promise me something? Let me buy an astronomical telescope for Yingzi. Yingzi really likes this thing. Su Ming said this request to Song Qian. Song Qian hesitated for a moment and said, Su, I promise you. Then I'll call Yingzi for breakfast. Su Ming left his seat. He went to Qiao Yingzi's room. Come to Qiao Yingzi's room. Su Ming knocked on the door of Qiao Yingzi's room. Who is it? Qiao Yingzi said in a low voice. She is crying. She was crying because of her mother's argument with her. Yingzi, it's me, I'm Daddy. Open the door and I have some good news to tell you. Su Ming asked Qiao Yingzi to open the door to the room. Qiao Yingzi opened the door of the room. She wiped away the tears from the corners of her eyes and said, Daddy, what good news is there? Your mother promised me to buy you an astronomical telescope. Su Ming told Qiao Yingzi the good news. Qiao Yingzi opened her eyes excitedly and said, Daddy, really? My mom really agreed to let you buy me a Tianmen telescope. Of course it's true. Alright, Yingzi, go have breakfast and apologize to your mother later. Su Ming asked Qiao Yingzi to have breakfast. Daddy, I'll listen to you. You're so kind. Qiao Yingzi hugged Su Ming tightly. Qiao Yingzi gave such a casual hug. Just Su Ming suddenly lost his mind. Although Qiao Yingzi still has 1 year left before reaching adulthood, but the body has already developed very maturely in all aspects. Su Ming is also a man. Being held by Qiao Yingzi, whose body has already developed very maturely. Su Ming does have wild thoughts. Realizing that this is going on. The two still don't know what will happen. Su Ming quickly reminded Qiao Yingzi, alright, Yingzi, let go of my dad. Qiao Yingzi released her hand. Su Ming returned to the dining table with Qiao Yingzi. Mom, I was wrong. I shouldn't have acted impulsively just now, Qiao Yingzi apologized to Song Qian. It's okay, Yingzi. Your dad was right. Although academic performance is important, physical and mental health is also important. After breakfast, ask your dad to buy you an astronomical telescope. Song Qian eventually compromised. Although in the TV series, Little Joy, the portrayal of Song Qian inside is a mother who is very strict with her daughter. But ultimately, she still loves her daughter. Mom, you're so kind. Qiao Yingzi's face showed a happy smile. Yingzi, Mom should treat you well. Come on, Yingzi, eat steak. You've been studying hard lately, so eat more steak to supplement your health. Song Qian picked a piece of steak for Qiao Yingzi. Seeing Song Qian and Qiao Ying's mother and daughter open up to each other and let go of each other's feelings. Become harmonious. This made Su Ming, as his stepfather, happy for both of them. Although Su Ming knew he was just a traveler. But even so, he wants to give Song Qian and Qiao Yingzi and their daughter meticulous care. Thank you Mom, I know Mom is the best. Qiao Yingzi took the steak that Song Qian had given her and started eating it in large bites. But watching her daughter devour steak, Song Qian felt an immense warmth in her heart. She hasn't seen her daughter eat so big for a long time. As a mother, sometimes she really feels a bit of a failure. Beautiful clouds float over the horizon. They are having breakfast. At this moment, Su Ming's phone rang. Su Ming took out his phone from his pocket when he heard it ring. Xiao Weidong. It was called by Song Qian's ex-husband Xiao Weidong. Su Ming knows. Although in the TV series, Little Joy, Xiao Weidong is not good to Song Qian. He is a failed husband. But treat your daughter Qiao Yingzi. He is still very attentive. So Su Ming treated Song Qian's ex-husband Xiao Weidong. He didn't have too much aversion. He decided to connect with Xiao Weidong's phone. He pressed the green button on his phone. Xiao Weidong's voice rang on the phone. Su Ming, hello. Su Ming replied to Xiao Weidong with a sentence. Hello, brother Xiao Weidong. He, Su Ming's younger brother, this is the situation. I have something to tell you. Do you have time? If you have time, then let's come out and meet. Xiao Weidong said to Su Ming over the phone, looking like a cunning person who truly deserves to be the boss. If you have time, brother Xiao Weidong, where should we meet? Su Ming decided to meet Xiao Weidong. From crossing over to the world of Little Joy, becoming a man for Song Qian. Su Ming has never met Xiao Weidong before. Su Ming felt it was time to meet Xiao Weidong. Chapter 07. Song Qian makes tonic food again, for collection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Just Starbucks in Red Star Square, do you know Starbucks in Red Star Square? Xiao Weidong asked Su Ming. I know, Su Ming said. Then let's meet there, Xiao Weidong said and hung up Su Ming's phone. Starbucks coffee shop. Su Ming was sitting opposite Qiao Weidong. Qiao Weidong said to Su Ming, "Su Ming, you should know that in a few days, Yingzi will hold the oath-taking ceremony, right?" "I know, what's wrong, old Qiao?" Su Ming was a bit confused. He didn't know why Qiao Weidong suddenly asked Xiaohuanxi about the oath-taking ceremony. Is it because he came to him? Su Ming was just thinking of this. Qiao Weidong started talking again. He said, "Actually, I came to you for this matter. You should know that I love Yingzi." "That's right, I have indeed divorced Song Qian now, but Yingzi's position in my heart has never changed." "Su Ming, although you haven't had children with Song Qian yet, I think you should understand a father's love for his daughter, right?" Qiao Weidong said and began to get excited. "Old Qiao, I can understand this. I know you love Yingzi, so I have always mentioned you in front of her. I have been telling her that although your father and mother have divorced, they will always have you in their hearts, so don't blame anyone on your parents. If they don't have to divorce, they won't divorce either. Sometimes marriage is really a strange thing. When they don't have feelings for each other, separation is also a kind of liberation." Su Ming comforted Qiao Weidong as he became excited. Although Qiao Weidong is a big man. But when Su Ming said so, tears eventually flickered in his eyes. Qiao Weidong took a deep breath and said, "So Su Ming, I'm here to ask for your help this time. I want to attend Yingzi's oath-taking ceremony in a few days, so I want you to say good things in front of Song Qian. I know that Song Qian hates me because of the divorce, but I also want Yingzi to feel my fatherly love. So, Su Ming, can you help me with this? Really, please." Although Su Ming is only in his 20s. But since he was with Song Qian, he clearly looks more mature than his peers. As a man. And also as a stepfather. Su Ming still understands Qiao Weidong's current mood very well. Which father doesn't want his daughter to feel his fatherly love? Moreover, Qiao Weidong still loves his daughter so much. Su Ming took a sip of the coffee in his hand and said, "Don't worry, Lao Qiao. I will definitely help you with this matter. Although you have divorced Song Qian now, in my opinion, you are still a family because you have a common daughter, which is Yingzi. Thank you very much, Su Ming. By the way, have you found a job now, Su Ming?" Qiao Weidong asked about Su Ming's work. "Not yet, but I'm already working hard and becoming a broadcaster." Su Ming told Qiao Weidong his true situation. "Do you consider coming to my company? I will arrange a good position for you," Qiao Weidong said with a smile. Although Su Ming took away his ex-wife Song Qian. But in Qiao Weidong's heart, Su Ming and Song Qian are indeed very suitable. They will definitely give their daughter Yingzi more love. As long as Yingzi can be happy in front of them, then he will be satisfied. "Old Qiao, I understand your kindness. I don't want to listen to anyone's gossip. After all, you have a marriage with Song Qian, and I don't want anyone to know that I entered your company through Yingzi." Su Ming refused Qiao Weidong's kindness. Qiao Weidong said, "If they have any gossip to talk about, this is my company. I'll hire whoever I want to hire, and see if they have any more nonsense to say." Su Ming still didn't want or made things too difficult for Qiao Weidong, and said, "Old Qiao, I know you're doing everything for my own good. After all, since I've been with Song Qian, there has been no job. As a man, having no job is ultimately shameless. But I still want to create a career through my own efforts. I will give Song Qian and Yingzi the best, and I will make them happy." But Su Ming. Qiao Weidong was about to continue when Su Ming interrupted him. "All right, old Qiao, stop talking. I won't easily make changes to things I've decided on." Qiao Weidong hesitated and said, "Okay, I respect Su Ming's decision and hope you can succeed. If you really need my help, I will definitely help you." "Thank you very much, old Qiao." Su Ming thanked Qiao Weidong from the bottom of his heart. Although in the TV series, Little Joy, Xiao Weidong is a fickle man. But in fact, Su Ming can still accept Xiao Weidong's flower heart. After all, which man in this world doesn't take care of himself? Su Ming couldn't even guarantee that he would have Song Qian. Will they still have other women? Talk to Xiao Weidong about some other things. Later, Su Ming left the Starbucks cafe. Song Qian's family. Kitchen. When Su Ming returns home, Song Qian is already cooking lunch. Su Ming walked into the kitchen. He hugged Song Qian, who was washing vegetables with both hands, and said, "Qian, are you cooking?" "Well, I'm doing it." Song Qian responded and then asked Su Ming, Su, what did Xiao Weidong say when he went out to find you?" "Well, I'll tell you later tonight." Su Ming kissed Song Qian's face along her beautiful hair. Song Qian shyly turned her head to look at him and said, "Why, are you still mysterious with me? Isn't it okay?" Su Ming reached out to Song Qian's waist. "Not serious, Yingzi is still at home." Su Ming's hand was about to move around Song Qian's waist when Song Qian knocked it off. Su Ming said wrongly, "Song Qian's wife." Song Qian saw Su Ming's aggrieved expression. "I couldn't help but feel heartbroken and said, 'All right, Su, be obedient. I'll come to your room again during lunch break.'" Su Ming understood in an instant, released his hand, and his eyes lit up as he said, "Mrs. Song Qian, I'm looking forward to it." "Bad guy." Song Qian poked Su Ming's nose bridge. Su Ming held Song Qian's hand and said, "So what delicious food did Song Qian's wife make for me, this bad guy, this afternoon? Just take a look." Song Qian took off Su Ming's hand and pointed to the food in the basket, saying. Su Ming looked at the food in the basket and found pig whips and turtles. He said meaningfully, "Mrs. Song Qian, after finishing these this afternoon, the bed may not be safe." Song Qian remained silent. But the cheeks turned crimson. Seeing Song Qian's blushing cheeks, Su Ming smiled mischievously and said, "Song Qian's wife, then I'll leave first. Looking forward to your pig whip and turtle. Hurry up and get out." Song Qian prepared to throw the vegetable leaves at Su Ming. Su Ming has already left the kitchen. Chapter 08. Song Qian extends her hand to her waist, seeking collection, seeking. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Beautiful clouds float over the horizon. At this moment, Su Ming's phone rang. Su Ming took out his phone and took a look. It was called by a stranger to oneself. However, he is still prepared to answer the other person's call. Hello, Su Ming greeted the other person. "Hello, are you Su Ming, TikTok anchor Su Ming?" "I'll go." How did she know that I was broadcasting on TikTok? Are they my fans? Let's ask first. See who she really is. Yes, I'm Su Ming, the anchor of TikTok. Who are you? Su Ming asked the other party. I'm the manager of the TikTok platform department. My surname is Li. You can call me Manager Li. Su Ming was told her identity, and she said she was the manager of the TikTok platform department. Are you the manager of TikTok platform department? Su Ming was a little unbelievable. Whether it's based on one's own live broadcast time. Still based on live streaming popularity. Compared with the whole TikTok. It's just a small transparency. I am so small and transparent. What's the reason for the manager of the TikTok platform department to call himself? Can't the other party be a scammer? After all, fraud in northern Myanmar is quite rampant now. Su Ming felt it was better to be cautious and cautious. A woman who claims to be the manager of the TikTok platform department. It seems that he also guessed what Su Ming was thinking in his heart. She said, Su Ming, why not? I tell you now that I am the manager of the TikTok platform department, and you will not believe me. Let's make a video call. After the video call, you will know whether what I said is true or false. Su Ming also knew that he didn't respect others by questioning others like this. He felt sorry and said, "Sorry, beauty, I didn't mean to doubt you, but you called me now to tell me that you are the manager of the TikTok platform department, which makes me feel incredible, so I can't make myself believe that this is true." The beautiful woman smiled and said, "Su Ming, actually you don't have to say sorry to me. I know you know my identity and I'm surprised. So, are we okay with the video call? After the video call, everything will come to light." "Okay," Su Ming agreed. The beautiful woman hung up on Su Ming's phone. 20 seconds later. The beautiful woman called Su Ming again. The beautiful woman called Su Ming this time. "It's a video call." Su Ming did not hesitate. Connected directly. Soon, the portrait of the beautiful woman appeared on Su Ming's phone screen. "Su Ming, do you believe it now?" the beautiful woman asked Su Ming. "I believe it." Su Ming nodded and said he believed it. He did believe it. Because of the beautiful woman in front of me. Su Ming has seen it on the official website of TikTok platform. She is indeed the department manager of TikTok platform. Just the next question. I have confused Su Ming again. Since the beauty in front of me is the manager of TikTok platform department. What is the reason why she is calling herself now? You can't just call yourself for no reason, can you? Su Ming decided to inquire clearly with Manager Li next. "Hello, Manager Li. Since I have figured out your identity now, can you tell me what you're looking for now?" Su Ming asked Manager Li. "Here's the thing. Su Ming, I saw your live broadcast before this, and I think your live broadcast is quite suitable for the style of TikTok platform. It just happens that we have an event to be held on TikTok platform. Do you want to participate in it?" Manager Li explained to Su Ming why he was looking for him. "What are the specific rules?" Su Ming asked curiously. If this activity is particularly beneficial to oneself, he will definitely participate. After all, I'm just a little transparent compared with the whole TikTok. Of course, he had to find a way to make himself get angry quickly in TikTok. Because that's the only way he can make money on TikTok. The rule is very simple. It is to compete with 7 anchors. If you win in the end, you will get our endorsement of TikTok. Su Ming, do you have confidence in yourself? Manager Li said to Su Ming with a smile. I'll think about it for now. Once I've figured it out, I'll give Manager Li your answer. Su Ming decided to consider it first. After all, it's not a small matter to compete with 7 anchors. We still need to take it seriously. Okay, Su Ming, I'll give you time. Once you've considered it, just give me a direct answer. To be honest, I still trust Su Ming, so I hope you can win our event. Manager Li continued with a smile. I understand, Manager Li. I have considered it and will give you an answer, Su Ming said with a smile. The two of them chatted a few more words. Then hung up the phone. At this point, Song Qian, who was cooking in the kitchen, had already prepared the lunch. She shouted to Su Ming outside the kitchen door, Su, come to the kitchen quickly. I have already prepared the dishes, come in and serve them. Okay, Song Qian's wife. Su Ming responded and walked into the kitchen. Su Ming came to the kitchen. Song Qian has indeed prepared lunch. Su Ming walked over and praised Song Qian, saying, My Song Qian wife is amazing. She just finished lunch in a short while. With such a Song Qian wife, I am really happy. Song Qian reached out to Su Ming's waist and said, You're quite talkative now. When you take a break in the afternoon, you probably won't be able to say anything. Who said it? I can say it now, and I'll definitely be able to say it when we have lunch break. If you don't believe it, you'll know Song Qian's wife. Su Ming frowned at Song Qian and walked out of the kitchen carrying 2 dishes. The small ice in Song Qian's heart melted instantly when she received Su Ming's eyebrows and eyes. Su Ming's eyebrows and eyes can really soften a person's nerves. I was lost in thought for a while. Song Qian then took the remaining 2 dishes out of the kitchen. Yingzi, it's time to eat. Yingzi, it's time to eat. Song Qian called out to Qiao Yingzi, who was reviewing her homework in the study. Qiao Yingzi heard her mother calling her. She opened the glass window and said to Song Qian, "Mom, have you eaten yet?" "Yes, Yingzi, it's time to eat. Pack up your books and come out to eat." Song Qian looked at Qiao Yingzi with her small eyes full of love. "Okay, Mom." Qiao Yingzi packed her books and walked out of the study. On the dining table. Looking at the table full of food, all of which she liked directly, Qiao Yingzi happily said, "Mom, are these dishes made by Daddy or by you?" "Guess what?" Song Qian pretended to be mysterious. Qiao Yingzi turned her eyes and said, "I guess Daddy did it." Chapter 09. Song Qian goes to his room, seeking collection, seeking fresh. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yingzi, you guessed wrong. Mom made it, but since you want to eat your dad's food so much, let your dad make it tonight. Song Qian finished speaking and looked at Su Ming. Su Ming, who had set up the dishes, replied to Song Qian, "There's no problem with Qian. It's my honor to be able to cook for Yingzi." "Daddy, you're so kind." Xiao Yingzi was moved by Su Ming. "Alright, Qian, Yingzi, let's have dinner," Su Ming reminded the standing Song Qian and Xiao Yingzi. "Okay, Daddy." Xiao Yingzi sat down in her seat. Seeing my daughter sit down, Song Qian sat down together. During the process of eating, Song Qian's feet kept hooking around Su Ming's pants. While hooking Su Ming's pants, continuously providing Su Ming with extra food. Say Su Ming has worked hard here. It's hard there. The whole lunch lasted until 1 o'clock in the afternoon before it came to an end. After finishing lunch, they chatted for a while. Then they returned to their respective rooms. Su Ming did not rest. He is waiting for Song Qian's arrival. When cooking at noon, Song Qian said she would come to his room during her lunch break. So he is waiting for Song Qian's arrival. Dong dong dong. The door of Su Ming's room was eventually knocked on. Su Ming got up from the bed when he heard a knock on the door. He walked towards the door of the room. Go to the door of the room. He opened the door of the room. There is no one standing outside the door. It's his wife Song Qian. He greeted Song Qian and said, "Song Qian's wife, you have finally come. I almost miss you so much." I didn't give Song Qian a chance to speak. Su Ming directly pulled Song Qian into his own room. Then use your feet to close the door of the room. Song Qian's wife, why did you come to my room and wear stockings? Su Ming looked down at Song Qian's feet and found that she was wearing stockings. Su Ming couldn't help but ask her. Song Qian twisted her perfect figure and said, "Isn't that good? Isn't that what Su likes?" "Like is like, I'm afraid my bedboard won't hold up." Su Ming didn't mean to smell it. Bad guy, Song Qian lightly poked Su Ming's head with her finger. Su Ming remained silent. I hugged Song Qian's waist directly. Song Qian pushed him away and said, "Little ghost, I have other programs." Song Qian's wife, what other programs do you have? Su Ming's face was full of anticipation. You'll know later, Song Qian smiled mysteriously as she walked towards the direction where the stool was placed. Arrived next to the stool. Song Qian placed her sexy right foot on the stool and said, Su, do you know what I'm going to do now?" Song Qian's wife, are you going to dance on a stool? Su Ming said in surprise. The man who crossed from him to Song Qian. He has never seen Song Qian dance on a stool before. So for Song Qian stool dance next. He really has a special expectation in his heart. He thinks his Song Qian is so beautiful. When we dance on the stool next, it must also be very beautiful. Isn't it good? Song Qian blinked her charming eyes. Of course it's good, Su Ming was extremely surprised. I have watched the TV series, Little Joy. Everyone knows. Song Qian inside is a very serious woman. I just didn't expect Song Qian to be so open-minded in life. To be honest, Su Ming quite likes Song Qian, who is so open. He thinks that if a woman doesn't even know how to win the favor of a man, then she is not a true woman. Fortunately, Song Qian is not such a woman. For the next life with Song Qian, he is full of anticipation. Then I'll start, Su. Song Qian moved her right foot on the stool. Let's start, Song Qian's wife. Su Ming waved his hand, hinting that Song Qian would start. Song Qian took out her own phone. She turned on the music switch. Quickly, soothing and cheerful music played from the phone speakers. Song Qian began dancing on the stool to the rhythm of the music. Although Song Qian is not dancing in front of Su Ming for the first time. Yesterday, Song Qian has also danced in front of Su Ming. But when Su Ming saw it, I still feel so strong. He felt that although his wife Song Qian was a bit older, but in fact, Song Qian is still quite young in her heart. Su Ming looked at it and unconsciously became intoxicated. At this point, he had no worries in his heart. Only endless happiness. Especially when I saw Song Qian's slender jade hands swimming like water snakes on her stockings. Su Ming felt that the happiest thing in the world was none other than this. A piece of music ends. This also represents the end of a dance. Looking at Su Ming, who was already immersed in it, Song Qian smiled and said to him, Su, did the chair dance I just danced still satisfy you? I'm satisfied, I'm really satisfied. The stool dance today is even better than yesterday, Su Ming said excitedly. The two embraced each other. Half an hour later, Song Qian, who was tired and paralyzed, looked at Su Ming, who was still lively and said, Su, I am still old after all. Su Ming sniffed Song Qian's hair and said, Song Qian's wife, don't lose heart. One day, you will realize your dreams. I look forward to that day. Bad guy. Song Qian punched Su Ming in the face with a pink punch. Su Ming pretended to be in pain and said, Song Qian's wife, I'm going to die. Song Qian thought Su Ming was really in pain. She leaned her head over and asked Su Ming with concern, Su, are you okay? Song Qian's wife, I'm fine. Su Ming suddenly laughed and then kissed Song Qian's forehead with a kiss. Song Qian finally realized that Su Ming was lying to her. She scratched Su Ming's armpit and said, You're such a good Su, you dare to deceive me. Let's see how I deal with you. Ha ha. Auntie Song Qian, stop scratching, I'm almost itching to death. Su Ming laughed heartily when he was scratched by Song Qian, pleading for mercy. Song Qian stopped scratching Su Ming, but soon she realized something was wrong and said electrocuted, Su, what did you just call me? Song. Aunt Song Qian. Su Ming stuttered. You Su, how dare you call me Auntie Song Qian? See if I don't scratch you to death. Song Qian scratched Su Ming's armpit again. Song Qian's wife, I know I was wrong. I won't call you Aunt Song Qian anymore. Don't scratch me, ha. Su Ming laughed heartily when Song Qian scratched her again. Okay, I'll forgive you for knowing you were wrong, Song Qian stopped scratching Su Ming. When Su Ming's mood calmed down, he said to Song Qian's wife, I have something I want to discuss with you. What's going on, Su? Just say it directly. As long as I can help you, I will do my best to help you. Song Qian asked Su Ming to speak directly. Su Ming said, just now, the manager of the TikTok platform department called me and said that he wanted to join me in an event. Do you think I should promise her? Chapter 10. Song Qian says he is a bad guy, seeking collection, seeking. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. The manager of TikTok's platform department called you. Are you sure she is really the manager of TikTok's platform department? Is she not a liar? Song Qian couldn't believe it. Song Qian's disbelief is reasonable. After all, Su Ming has just been broadcasting on TikTok. Just broadcast on TikTok. The manager of TikTok platform department invited him to participate in the event. How could this be possible? At this moment. Don't say that. Song Qian won't believe it anymore. I'm afraid any normal person wouldn't believe it. Not a liar. I have already made a video call with her. She is indeed the manager of the TikTok platform department. Su Ming confirmed to Song Qian. Really, Su, you're really amazing. So what event did she invite you to participate in? Song Qian asked curiously. It's about competing with 7 anchors. If I win, I will become the spokesman of TikTok. Su Ming told Song Qian truthfully. Song Qian's voice suddenly became loud and she said, that's a great activity, Su. Why don't you agree? Actually, Su Ming also thinks this activity is very good. Just a PK with 7 anchors. After all, I don't know the origin of these 7 anchors. If it's a popular anchor, then go and participate in this activity yourself. Isn't it going to be cannon fodder? This is really embarrassing. Su Ming sighed and said, Song Qian's wife, to be honest, I really want to participate in this event. After all, this is an opportunity for me to turn things around, just to compete with 7 anchors. It's really difficult, and I don't know what the strength of these 7 anchors is. After all, Song Qian is more than 10 years older than Su Ming. Su Ming said this. She certainly knows what Su Ming is afraid of. He is afraid that he will lose. Song Qian cheered Su Ming and said, Su, you can rest assured and participate boldly. Although you don't know the strength of those 7 anchors yet, you have to be brave enough to try everything, don't you? What if you win? Then you are a big star. Besides, this PK is just a PK, losing is just an exercise, it's not embarrassing. So Song Qian's wife, are you supporting me in participating in this activity? I heard Song Qian say this. Su Ming's inner pressure has decreased significantly. I also started to feel confident. He thinks his wife Song Qian is right. Although I still know the strength of those 7 anchors now. But I still need to give it a try myself. After all, the attraction of this event is so great. If successful, we'll become the spokesman of TikTok. At that time, the whole TikTok people will know themselves. What a lofty thing is this. What an amazing thing. What a fascinating thing to talk about. Of course I support you, not only do I support you, but I will also cheer for you. Song Qian said excitedly. Although she didn't expect Su Ming to accomplish anything great. But as long as he can bravely take the step that belongs to him, then she will definitely fully support Su Ming. Thank you, Song Qian's wife. I'll call Manager Li, the manager of TikTok platform department. Su Ming takes out his mobile phone. Because Manager Li called me just now. So Su Ming directly retrieved her phone number. Then I dialed the phone. Hello, Su Ming. The phone was quickly dialed. Manager Li's mature and gentle voice rang out on the phone. Well, Manager Li, it's me. I've made a decision and I've decided to participate in the event you're holding. Su Ming smiled and said to Manager Li. That's great, Su Ming. You need to prepare well. Tomorrow is the first day of the event, so you need to work hard. I'm very optimistic that you can advance, and you can't let me down. Manager Li said excitedly. She will certainly be excited. Although Su Ming is now relative to the whole TikTok. It's just a small transparency. But since she watched Su Ming's live broadcast yesterday, she had already realized that Su Ming was a very promising anchor. If Su Ming performs well in these 7 PK matches, then they are going to vigorously promote Su Ming on the TikTok platform. Let Su Ming become one of the most popular anchors on their TikTok platform. Manager Li, don't worry, I won't let you down. I will definitely win tomorrow's PK. Su Ming said confidently. Su Ming, not only do you have to win in tomorrow's PK, but you also have to win in the remaining 6 PK matches. Manager Li reminded Su Ming. Right, Manager Li, you're right. I'm going to win in all 7 PK matches. Su Ming agreed with Manager Li's point of view. Alright, Su Ming, let's talk about it here because tomorrow is the first day of the event. I have too many things to do, so I'll hang up the phone first. Manager Li said anxiously. Okay, Manager Li. Just as Su Ming finished speaking, Manager Li hung up Su Ming's phone. Song Qian's wife, how was my performance just now? Did I still satisfy you? Seeing Song Qian smiling all the time, Su Ming asked her. Satisfied, so satisfied. I look forward to your PK tomorrow, Su. Song Qian nodded and said she was satisfied. Su Ming leaned his head in Song Qian's ear and whispered to him, isn't it satisfying you like the conversation just now? Bad guy. Song Qian lightly poked Su Ming's forehead with her finger. Su Ming, who was quick-witted, grabbed Song Qian's hand and said, in front of Song Qian's wife, I am willing to be a villain. You'll be smooth-tongued. Alright, you rest first. I'll go back to my own room. Song Qian walked out of Su Ming's bed and then walked towards the door of the room. When she walked to the door of the room, Su Ming stopped her and said, Song Qian's wife. Song Qian stopped her steps and turned to Su Ming, saying, what's wrong? Do you have anything else you want to tell me? No, I just want to tell you that when I take a break in the afternoon, I will miss you and dream that it's all about Song Qian's wife, Su Ming said with a glib tongue. He feels like he has such a smooth tongue. His wife Song Qian will definitely love it very much. As expected. Song Qian really liked it. She smiled charmingly at Su Ming and said, I'll miss you too. Leave this sentence. Reluctantly, Song Qian left Su Ming's room. Song Qian left Su Ming's room. Su Ming had already fallen asleep. He lay in bed for a while. I fell asleep with a sound. At around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. His room door was knocked on by Qiao Yingzi. Daddy, Daddy. Qiao Yingzi was shouting Su Ming outside the door. I heard Qiao Yingzi calling me. Su Ming opened his sleepy eyes. Get out of bed and open the door to the room. Looking at wearing casual clothing. Qiao Yingzi, full of youthful beauty. Su Ming asked Qiao Yingzi, Yingzi, do you have something to say to Daddy?